Hello everyone, I am here with hope that you all are fine at your home, you all are comfortable and happy. This time is not in favor of all of us, but the time will change and we'll have the same time to enjoy, to share our happiness and to get together, assemble together. Till then, you will have to continue your study, the means what you are getting. You will have to work very hard in compared to earlier because you have to attend online classes, homework, you have to prepare your homework, see video, lot of works you have to do and it will prove fruitful for all of you. So in earlier video we learned till this comprehension check. We discussed about the question answers and we knew that the honest hope of the poor farmer Lencho was destroyed by the hailstorms and heavy rain. But what will happen to that faith, that blind faith? What he was posing inside his heart for God, whether the God was going to help him. So let us read and find out the answer of this question in the next paragraphs. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. All the members of that family who were living in that solitary house, the single house which was in valley, had the hope of only one thing or one source, that was God. In their hope, no one was going to help them. So don't be upset even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's why they say no one dies of hunger. They were just trying to calm themselves. They were just trying to make themselves understand. They were consoling themselves. Alencho tried to convince the family members with his preachings, or you can say by convincing them with the fact that what nothing had happened. They know it, everything had just got destroyed. But one thing they would have to keep in mind, the God never let anyone to die due to hunger. Even you have seen the many animals and the birds, they don't do any work, but they get their food. Who gives them food? God gives them. And the same God will give the food to the family of that poor farmer. And he had the hope and just a strong determination that the God was surely going to help him. He was not going to let them to die due to hunger. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God. That night Lencho could not sleep properly. He kept himself woke up and thinking about the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. He was aware with the fact that nothing can be hidden from the God. God can see everything that is not visible to us. He can see that even whatever we are thinking inside our mind, what we are feeling inside our heart, the God is able to see all those things. It means nothing can be hidden from him. Lencho was an ox of man, walking like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. Lencho had compared here with an ox. Ox is considered the hard working animal in the field or in agriculture. Lenchu was working similarly. He was also working equally hard as the ox used to work in the field. But he was literate. Basically, it has been found that the farmers are illiterate. Here, Lenchu was literate. He knew how to write. The following Sunday at daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. So Lenchu had planned what he was going to do. On the coming Sunday, he got up early in the morning and started writing a letter, and decided he himself would go to the town and drop that letter in the mailbox. He was not going to believe on anyone, and he was not going to give anyone to drop that letter in the mailbox. So it was his faith that told him he should do his work by himself, and that's why he decided he was going to deliver that letter or drop that letter in the mailbox. And that letter was nothing but a letter to God. To whom he was going to write the letter? He was going to write the letter to God, because he knew that the letter could reach to the God, and the God would reply him, God would help him. It was his duty to inform the God about his situation, so that the God could help him. God, what did he write in the letter? God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 peso in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm. He mentioned in the letter that he was in need of 100 pesos. And if the God was not going to help him, he will die due to hunger, because nothing was remaining in his house to feed his family. And the crop had already destroyed by the hailstorm. So that year he was not going to get a single grain. He was also in need of money to sow his field once again. And after sowing that field, it would take time to grow the crops and provide the grain. Till then, he will require some money to buy some grains to feed his family. So God would have to send him 100 peso. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, and still troubled, went to town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. He put the letter inside the envelope, and at the place of address, he wrote to God, only to God, and carried that envelope to town, reached the post office, put a stamp to stuck on the envelope. After just sticking the stamp on the envelope, he dropped the letter into the mailbox. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss, laughing heartily, and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman he had known that address. One of the employees of the post office, that man was a postman, and he also used to do the official work of post office, got that letter, and he started laughing, because it was appearing just like a joke for him. Someone had written the letter to God, and till that age and that working period in his career time, he had never seen the such address and such letter of anyone. So he was laughing, that he was thinking that some fool had written this letter, because no one knows the address of God. So this was the matter of laughing for him. The postmaster, fat, amiable fellow, who also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk, commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of man who wrote this letter." In the beginning, postmaster also started laughing. He was a fat and friendly person. In the beginning, when he heard this, he also started laughing. But suddenly, he just stopped and became serious. He put the letter on the desk and emotionally told that the person who had written the letter to God, he had blind faith, immense faith in the God, and he started thinking he could also have the same faith in the God. He wanted to get the faith like the letter writer, that poor farmer Lencho, and this thought made him emotional and he stopped laughing. And starting up a correspondence with God, he talked that this fellow and his faith is out of imagination. It's astonishing. He want to communicate, he want to talk with the God, he want to conversate with the God. So you can imagine about that faith of the man in the God. So in order not to shake writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. Answer the letter. Postmaster was a very gentle, generous person, and he thought he was not going to let to break the faith of that person in God. He decided to keep this bond, a strong bond of faith in God. He was going to reply the answer, or he was going to reply the letter. So at the place of God, he was ready to give the reply. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it had needed something more than goodwill. But when he opened the envelope and read the letter, that letter was not required only a reply. This letter was requiring more than pen and paper and ink. This letter was requiring some amount, some help, but he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. But once he decided that he was going to reply that letter, he was not going to change. He was going to prove his resolution, and he decided that he was going to collect money. So he told to his employees, office workers, his friends, and he also donated from his own side for the act of charity. Because that letter had demanded 100 pesos, and the postmaster wanted to collect 100 pesos to help that person. And so he started contributing and demanding the contribution from all his workers. he was ready to do for charity. It was impossible for him to gather together 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. It was not easy for him to collect 100 pesos. It was a huge amount, but he was able to collect more than 50 pesos. It was the more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho and with a letter containing only a single word as signature God. He collected the money, put it inside the envelope, and there was a letter too. He did not write anything on the letter. He just put the initial or signature in the form of God. It was the single word written on that letter, God, so that the farmer would think the God had sent the letter and the amount. So this is showing the generosity of that postmaster. Once he had decided that he was going to help someone, he did his level best and collected money. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. The next Sunday, Lencho arrived at the post office because he knew the God must have replied, and reached there a bit earlier. He asked the postman whether there was a letter for him, and the postman handed over that letter by himself. While at the time postmaster was just feeling happy, calm and content because he had done something good work. He was happy whatever he had done. So he wanted to see the expression of that poor farmer. He was sitting in his office and just trying to see the happiness on his face. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. But Lencho's face was expressionless. There was no surprise on his face. When he saw the money, he was confident that the God must reply him, and he was sure the God had sent the letter and amount, so nothing was to surprise. Instead of becoming happy and surprised, he became angry. When he counted the money, God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. And he found that there were not 100 pesos, so he became angry. And he was confident that God could not commit mistake. And in a very strong faith, he told even God could not deny the demand of Lencho. God could not reject the request of him. It was the strength of faith. Immediately Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. Immediately after counting the money, he went on the window, asked for the paper and pen, and just started writing a letter on the table that was made for the public. His eyebrows were shrinked because he wanted to express his feeling on the paper with the help of pen, and he wanted to express his anger too. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp which he licked and then fixed. Once again, he bought the stamp from the window, and at the place of gum he just licked and just thumped on the envelope, fixed it onto the envelope with a blow of his fist, and so that it could stuck properly, he just blow with his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open. As he dropped the letter in the mailbox, postmaster was waiting what he had written once again. And when he opened the letter was containing, God, of the money that I asked for, only 17 peso reached me. Send me to the rest, since I need it very much. That letter was full of complaint. In that letter, Lencho had described that he had demanded for 100 pesos, but he had just received 70 pesos. So 30 pesos were remaining, and God would have to send him remaining 30 pesos. But don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks, Lencho. But he mentioned a line that was hurting for the employees of the post office and postmaster too. He forbade the God to send that amount by post office, because he was thinking the employees of the post office has taken out some money. They were thieves in his sight. So he told and forbade the God to send that money through the post office. He wanted to get that money directly. So it was just the ironical situation. One side the postmaster, postman, or all workers helped him. Other side he didn't have faith on them. In his sight they were the bunch of crooks. They were thieves. They had stolen his money. So I hope that this second part of video is going to clear this lesson, and you all will be able to give the answer of the exercise question. We'll meet in the next video, in the next lesson. So bye everyone, till then.